What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. You know, it looks like ESPN is finally giving the Clippers their just due. Finally giving them the respect that they deserve. You know, ESPN definitely has the Warriors at the forefront of winning a championship. And, you know, second to them, you know, from the rankings so far until something changes, the Clippers are second. And, you know, I can remember last year, the year before last, when the Clippers were, you know, a good team as well. They were getting a lot of disrespect and a lot of negative feedback in regards to their team. And, you know, it was unjustly so that they were getting that because they were a good team the last couple seasons, really. You see what I'm saying? But I think, you know, a lot of people are really starting to, you know, jump on their bandwagon because they see all the talent that they have when getting Powell and Covington. That really set them apart from a lot of other teams because, you know, hypothetically, if one of them's in the starting lineup or one of them's coming off the bench or both of them is coming off the bench, you have unlimited firepower coming off the bench because now you'd have Luke Kennard, Terrence Mann, who's comfortable in their role, who actually is expected to do more this year in regards to elevate their game, which I believe they will. And you got Robert Covington and Norman Powell, and you got pieces around, you know, that really can make them a dominant team. And, you know, ESPN, you know, ranked them pretty high, you know, going into this upcoming season due to the fact that because of their team and how much depth that they have. Now, ESPN, if you look at the reports on the site and everything about it, you know, it also says something about the Clippers this could be possibly their first 60 plus win, you know, season, you know, with the way the team is constructed. But of course, we know all that's really predicated on is if they stay healthy, because if they stay healthy, then I think they could win 60 plus games easily, especially with Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is a winner. You see what I'm saying? So I've seen him, you know, be on teams where they won 60 plus games, and not just because he was a part of it. He was the reason why. I can remember when he was on the San Antonio Spurs in like 2017, when I think that was one of his best seasons ever. Honestly, if you ask me, he could have actually won the MVP that year, but Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double, so they had to give it to him. But if Russell Westbrook didn't have that triple-double, Kawhi would have been the MVP that season of the league, because I think the Spurs won like about 64 to 68 games or something like that, 67 games, because the Warriors, I think that was the year they won the 73 games and the Spurs won like 67 or 68, somewhere in there, I think. And, you know, with that being said, it tells you, you know, he's a winner. And when Kawhi is really on his game and really, you know, when he's healthy, he is definitely, no doubt, you know, a top 5 player in the league. I mean, it's not really even, you know, debatable, you know, at this point to me. So honestly, if he's healthy and this team can go, and Paul George is healthy and everybody else is kind of, you know, figuring out their role, and, you know, just, you know, at first what they're going to have to do in the beginning of the season, they're going to have to play off their talent more than anything, because the chemistry isn't there, you know, and plus you had guys out, you know, with injuries where they're trying to get back in their rhythm and trying to get back to how they were. And until they really get their rhythm, then the chemistry is going to come along with that, or after that, or in the midst of that, in the process. So I expect to see this team do really good things this season, and winning 60 plus wins like ESPN suggested or put out there on the site is definitely not far. It's not a far-fetched statement based upon how good this team is and what they really can do in regards to being a dominant team or a huge factor in winning a championship. Now, I think that, you know, of course, the Warriors should be looked at as maybe possibly number one because they just won the championship. That's rightfully so. It's nobody really refuting that, because they do have a good team. Even though they lost one or two pieces, I thought that might have been really detrimental to their success going forward. They still have a lot of good pieces in the works. So, I mean, I think they lost to Toscano Anderson. I think he's on the Lakers, and they lost Gary Payton, GP2, and I thought losing GP2 was even more a big hit than losing Toscano Anderson, because Toscano Anderson didn't play that much, if at all, in the playoffs and the finals. But He did contribute during the season, and he contributed a lot the previous season when, Steph and Clay and all of them was going through injuries and all that stuff. But GP2 is a real good defensive player, and I think that they're going to miss some of his presence being there. But they do got Kuminga, so, maybe they're trying to implement him more simply because of his upside is really, really, high as well. So, but other than that, the Warriors still have a really good team. They still got the Splash Brothers. They still got Draymond as we speak. And like I said, they still got Steve Kerr. And that's really where it starts right there. That's the core of their group. And, as long as you have that core of the group, you can win a lot of games. And as long as you got those Splash Brothers, you can win a lot of games as well. So, Clay is coming back another year healthier than what he was last year. And it's going to be they're going to be a tough out. So the Clippers definitely will have their hands full. They have to play them in a 7-game series. I think it will go 7 games. I think the Clippers will edge it out if they had to play them in a 7-game series, but it will be very close. But even still, I'm proud of ESPN for giving the Clippers their just due there, because honestly, this team is really good. On paper, they're probably the best looking team in the NBA right now, even over the Warriors if you look at on paper. So even still, they still have to put the product out on the floor. They still have to go out there and execute. They still have to be healthy enough to go out there and play like the team that they're projected to be. And, because all right now it's all trajectory, what they would look like, what you think they would be like and all that stuff. But only time will tell, and hopefully time will tell in their favor, in the Clippers' favor, and maybe they can find a way to win it all, because it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. It's a lot of tough teams in the West, as you heard me say before. Memphis, the Warriors. You got Denver with Jamal Murray coming back, him and Jokic, of course, and Luka's only getting better. They got Christian Wood over there now. I did think losing Jalen Brunson was huge, but still they still got a legitimate team, and Luka's only getting better as we speak. So that's definitely gonna be a tough one. And the Suns will definitely, come back. I don't think they're gonna, make much noise, but I still think they will make a comeback and play at a pretty decent level themselves. That they did win 70 plus games last year, 60 or 70 plus games last year. So they were the number 1 seed throughout the NBA. So you got to give them respect in regards at least to the regular season. They're going to be a juggernaut team probably again. So, and I know Devin Booker is going to come back motivated along with CP3, well, however much CP3 has left. But, it's going to be tough, and then, playing the Lakers is always a tough game, for the Clippers. The Clippers seem to always beat the Lakers, but, it's still tough playing against a so-called rival team like that, because it just has a lot of, implementations and everything behind it. So, nevertheless, the Clippers are in, good position to, win a championship. And as I said before, I think ESPN is definitely giving them more respect. And I definitely appreciate that, because I hate to see a team get slighted when, they got the talent to win it, which the Clippers had over the last, few seasons, just haven't been able to due to injury and certain other things. But, the respect is at least viewed, by ESPN. So let's see what the Clippers do, see if they can actually go out there and win it all. And if they can, then, more respect will come their way, and it'd be more hate to come their way also. But I think they'll embrace the hate even better, or even more, because they'll be laughing all the way, to the championship. They'll be laughing, all the way to the White House, wherever they go for when they win the championship, or if they win the championship, which I believe they have a great chance in doing. So we'll see what happens, Definitely just a little bit of an incentive here for, Clippers fans, Clippers Nation. Definitely seeing the Clippers get that respect is definitely well-deserved, but also, executing the plan is more or less the idea. And executing the plan for them is winning the championship. So let's see what happens, and hopefully it turns out in their favor. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.